My name is Gretel Smith. I'm 14 years old. My brother, Hansel, he's 16. Our mother died about 5 years ago. Sure do miss her. My father remarried again a couple years, and our stepmother is really mean. Once she came around, my father didn't pay much attention to us. He'd really been upset because business was very slow. He cut down trees for the lumber mill. Our stepmother kept saying that if she had fewer mouths to feed, they could make ends meet. She said if we're old enough to help financially and pay for our own food. I'm sure she talked to him into leaving us by the side of the road. He would have never do it by himself. I don't know what I would have done without Hansel. Such a great big brother, even if he's bald. Maybe he'll grow his hair someday. Each of us had some money. Hansel had been cutting lawns and helping our neighbors back home. I'd been babysitting. Without the money, we would have starved. I'm not old enough to get a regular job. I know people wouldn't hire me to babysit because they didn't know me. We talked it over and Hansel decided he would get a job and maybe he could get a furnished room or someplace to live. I wanted to go back to school, so did he, maybe get a math degree or something. Hansel met some boys and asked them if he knew where we might get a job. One of them, laughing, suggested we should ask the witch in Malvina's gingerbread house for a job. Now I know why he was laughing. We went to the shop. The outside was beautiful. It looked so real. Each piece of fake candy made me so hungry. We went inside and the real ones Miss Kruller made looked just like the ones outside the shop. She was in the back of the shop when we came in, and we both laughed when we saw her. She really looks like a witch. You know, the kind you see people dressed up as on Halloween. Hansel jokingly asked her if she was a witch. She didn't think that was funny. We continued walking around the shop looking at the houses and the cookies she made. Everything looked and smelled so good. Anyways, I know we shouldn't have, but we touched one of the houses. She got really upset and she came running. She looked at me with this weird look in her eyes, kind of like Miss Henderson gets. Oh, scary. It really scared me, and I stumbled and knocked over one of the houses. Candy and cookie pieces went everywhere. She got really mad, kind of like Mrs. Henderson can get really mad. She put her mitts and opened the oven door to this really huge oven. She had this huge baking pan. I never saw one so big. Hansel saw her come after me and he started fighting her to protect me. The two of them were really fighting and more of the gingerbread houses kept getting broken. Then he gave her a big push and she landed on the oven door. It must have been really hot and she started screaming. Hansel and I ran out of the shop. One of the shopkeepers from a store nearby came running to the bakery as we left. We kept looking for a few blocks, but we didn't know where to go. In a little while, a police car pulled up and took us to the police station. I knew I should have been scared, but at least I felt like we had someplace safe to be and stay.